Hello and welcome back to Sisterly Sparks. I'm Orange Spark,
I'm Purple Spark.
and today we will be talking about problem solving and what else?
Resentment, jealousy, envy, talk about egos, and anything else that may come up or that may arise.
Yes, all the things. So before we dive into those things, um, I want to apologize that we are a day late on our podcast.
Sorry.
Um, bear with us. Y'all know the weather been getting to us. So, but we still gonna bring out a content. Just know we still got this week's coming. We're here. So we ain't gonna just leave y'all high and dry for a week, Um, so mental health check in. How are we doing?
I'm good. Um, Stressing because it's tax season, but other than that, um, I can say I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm relaxing. No really big issues or concerns or I don't know. I'm just trying to learn to be more just going with the flow and just letting stuff be how it is. So,
Okay. Um, I feel like I don't know how I'm doing, but if I had to guess, it's not so good. I feel like I am trying to like go into my shell in a sense. Like everything in me wants to not talk, like at all for any reason. I just kind of want to be silent. And I don't know if that's like a preventative, like protective or like a coping skill. I don't know. But I very much so I have realized though when I experience traumatic experiences, I am silent and it's like as if I don't have a voice. So that's interesting, but yeah, I don't know what
hmm.
that's about. I've journaled about it and I'll talk to Shelly about it tomorrow. But yeah, I don't know. But I very much so yeah, feel like I'm just kind of like coming into my shell and I feel like with this weather, this blizzard that we had, I ain't been outside since until today. I hadn't been outside since Saturday morning. Afternoon because I went home at like 1:30. So I've been laying in the bed for multiple days in a row, getting up to pee. That's about it.
Let me
So
throw this in here. She touched on it. Who invented this winter season? Who did it? Y'all
and
wanted to put me through crap before my birthday, huh? Cuz who did that? Who made that up? Like
amen. It's the blizzard for me. I ain't never been in a blizzard. My whole 28 years of life. Never have I ever. A blizzard doing too much. And city of Wichita, y'all got another thing coming. Only picking and choosing which streets y'all want to plow.
she
Yeah,
was mad about that, y'all. Okay, I just want to
mad
let
about
y'all know she was actually mad about
yeah.
that. Like
Cause we
she
all
was.
we all pay taxes. Y'all need to go ahead and do all them roads. Don't pick and choose. Cause
With
there's
them
no
trucks
way
y'all
for it.
got with the things in the front to push the
Period.
stuff.
And then passing all the trucks and y'all got y'all shovels at the front, just up, not on the ground, up. Why? Why? And you on the street that need it. Why? Where you headed? That's more important. Y'all will be hearing from me. Just know that. I'm gonna write a letter.
We'll tag them in it.
Cause yeah,
See if
y'all
you
have me
get any type
utterly
of
messed up.
response.
Utterly messed up.
Oh,
Utterly messed up. But I digress.
I mean, did you face any type of did you endure anything to where you had to actually problem solve or anything?
I feel like yes. Um,
Did it go good?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I would say yes and no. Um, it was definitely needed. It did not feel good, and there's gonna be repercussions, but that's just that's just the nature of the beast. So, I mean, it's good and bad, I guess. Um, yeah, both.
So let's get into it. So I have a question. Do you think what is your take or what's your thoughts on problem solving? What do you think about when you think of that or when you hear that?
For problem solving, I think you're trying to get to a solution. You are faced with a problem, and it's not a simple, oh, like 2 + 2 is 4. It's like you really have to sit there and like, okay, I'm in this situation. How am I going to get out? But also, how am I going to prevent this from happening again? I feel like because it's like, how do I get the result I need or want? How do I go about executing it? How do I not offend the other party, whatever that looks like, and still uphold my boundaries, but either come to a common ground or, get the result I want. So I feel like when you problem solve, it's not something as simple as, oh, I'm missing 2 eggs for this recipe. Let me drive to the grocery store and get 2 eggs. Like, I feel like when you problem solve, you really gotta put some effort into, and you have to evaluate self and make sure you're going about it correctly and approach things the right way, or in a manner that is, one, respectful, two, understanding, going through with the being able to listen to the other party, get past maybe whatever attitude or demeanor they have, and actually try to get to the root of something. So that's what I think about.
Do you think that's in the same realm as like overthinking, or do you think that have some similarities or it's different, or what you think?
I think they're related in the sense that a lot of times when you overthink, you can create scenarios that are not scenarios, and it's more of a preventative tactic, I guess. Like you create these scenarios, and it's like worst case scenario, and then you're like, okay, if that is the case, how do I do this? So then I'm gonna have to do this to prevent this, or if this happens, then I'm gonna have to deal with this. And it's like you can make it so much bigger than what it is, but also don't let them trick you into thinking you crazy, because sometimes if you know who you're dealing with or what you're dealing with, that worst case scenario can be the outcome. Because if it's something familiar, that you've been dealing with, 9 times out of 10 you can guess what the response is. So there could be that too. Not saying that you should overthink, but just I've learned that people are trying to make you think you're crazy, like you don't know what I'm gonna say. So then they try to switch it just to prove their point, when whole time, no, this is what you say, this is what you're gonna do. And then you try to like, how do I deal with that? How do I like cope with the response to that? Or do I allow it? Or do I stand on my boundaries? Like, then it's a whole nother evaluation. But I also think, I guess they're kind of separate in a way too, because overthinking is just a whole nother world of itself, I think too. Like, I definitely think they're connected, but I also think overthinking is such a broad and like big thing. Like,
I think like problem solving, I feel like you actually have to take one something at a time and come up with like the different situations or whatever, which maybe could then turn into the overthinking. Overthinking could be a plethora of things. It could be you could be thinking about like 800 things at one time, and you could go into overload or whatever, and that's when you can get into trying to make things not what they are, or just going overboard. You can overly overthink. Like, that is a such thing.
And I feel like to problem solve, you have to take things at face value. Like if you're not taking it at face value, what are you problem solving? That's like doing a hypothesis. If this has then, but what actually is it? What are you actually dealing with? And then you have to be real about either your actions, your intentions, your thoughts, how you want to go about it, how you perceived it, even if that may be not what they tried to relate to you, all of that, in order to truly problem solve and get past the problem.
Yeah. I think, I feel like I just do it all. I feel like, even though I keep saying how simple and like just whatever I am, I found myself to be lying to myself, because it could be complicated, because I just feel like I do all the things. I could do the overthinking, but I could also do the problem solving. For me, I feel like maybe initially, before I even thought about it or knew about it, I felt like my overthinking was problem solving, because I'm trying to I'm trying to think about what's to come. I'm trying to think about what's going to happen, because I don't like to be blindsided, or because I don't like really surprises too much, or depending on what kind of surprises it is. I always try to figure out what's about to happen. And yes, sometimes I overthink so much to where I do probably start making up stuff. Like, then I be having to then I sit back and like, hold on, I ain't never seen that, or that's never happened yet, or before, and then it's like, but I like to be ready. I don't want nobody getting one over me.
You gotta have your rebuttal ready.
So yeah, for a long time I've had not issues, but I've had to think about that and contemplate, sit on it, and really try to learn where that's coming from, and try and do it less, because I'd be tired. I could sit here.
It is exhausting.
I do nothing all day, right? And somebody asked me how was your day, or whatever. I would say, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired for because it's so much. It's so much, and it's overwhelming though, for real. And I really do get tired of it, for real. But I do it instantly. I do it automatically. Like, it just happens. Like, from either trauma response, from either, your past, many reasons why you would go into like a overthinking mode, or you trying to protect yourself, for real, is what, I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, I felt like that was me, because I'm trying to keep myself from doing or being in different scenarios that's not wanted, or in places that I shouldn't be in, or whatever. So I really do try and figure out what those future steps are, so I can be ready. Because sometimes sometimes it's crazy, but sometimes I do feel like if I'm not thinking about it, then I won't be ready. Like, even though sometimes, like, I am okay with on the spot things, or coming up with, stuff like just off the bat, but it's something about just I can associate it just like with me in school, and me learning stuff, and for me to pass that information on, like, one, I have to know ahead of time, like, the information, Because when I say it, when I teach it, when I display it, you're gonna know whether I know what I'm talking about or not. And that's all based on if I actually have the information in front of me, or sometimes I told you, they told me that you would learn how to do something until you're actually out there doing it. I don't like that. I don't like, especially if it's something new or something that you just done, or you're just doing for the first time or something. I can't be confident about what it is, especially if I don't, you know what I mean? I just have to know the information. Give
Yeah.
me the information so I could do what I need to do with it and
Go from there.
go from there. Like I don't like you. Well, you'll find out once you get here, type of stuff. What? No, well, I ain't coming. So I don't.
Yeah.
I
Catch
just
me.
won't be coming then. Like, no, I need to know. Like, you don't do that. Don't do that. 'Cause, yeah, no, yeah, no, ma'am, no ham, no turkey, none of that. I don't like it, but
That's valid.
yeah. So I do, and I like to problem solve. And I'm gonna just take this back to math. It's crazy, but I think one of the I think problem solving has to be one of the top subjects in math that I found very, excuse me, I found very like just intriguing to me because, and now I will say initially I was not good at problem solving. I hated those long paragraph to half a page scenarios and give you all these numbers and all these people names and all this stuff that's going on. However, though, I got to a point to where in order to know something, you have to like listen, read, or follow all the instructions. And I feel like problem solving is just them giving you instructions over something. And you can tell if you're a good problem solver by do you read the full description or the full question? Are you paying attention to what it's actually asking, or how the words are put, or how the questions are being asked? Are you paying attention to the words that actually correlate with the symbols in math that it's talking about? Or do you just start reading and then get to one point and then it's like, oh, I know what it is, and then try and figure it out, and then come to find out that you don't know because you didn't finish listening to all the instruction? You could apply that to life too, the same way. People can talk to you. I'm talking right now. You could just take in the first part that I just said and everything else. Oh, I know what she's gonna say. And so you're not thinking about it, or you're not paying attention, you're not listening. That's fine. But I'm just saying we do the same thing, like in every aspect. It's the same way to me.
Yep. I think that's valid. Excuse me.
So I don't know. I mean, so yeah, I like problem solving because one, it allows me to understand like every factor that's playing into something. It lets me and actually let me find out if I don't even know. It lets me figure it out because you got to start thinking too. You got to use your head. But just to be able to solve stuff, it I'll be excited. Like, but sometimes I'll be thinking I'm a little
Cuckoo. Cuckoo.
I have to challenge myself sometimes. Like, bitch, what is this? Like, how do you get this? Like, or if you had this, what would you do with this? Or how would you go about handling this? Or anything from like work or just anything like discipline, giving discipline, criticism, like how we feel of it. That's a whole topic on itself too, though. But like to be criticized, is that a good or bad thing? like bad criticism,
Or
helpful
constructive.
education, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you know how to tell the difference between that and just I just like I just like thinking about stuff. And unfortunately, though, I don't have a lot of time to just think about or just sit there on each little thing that pops in my head. But I be wondering about a lot of stuff. Like,
That's good. Knowledge is power.
it can be if you choose to use it as that, or it could just be a waste if you
I
don't
just
do nothing with it.
Well, I think for African Americans, we try to stay in that pattern of we don't read, and we keep ourselves very uneducated, and then want to say, "Oh, poor me," which, don't get me wrong, you do. I mean, it's still very much so oppression to this day. It's still, the odds are stacked against you. You don't have the bootstraps to pull up. Like, those things are very valid, but there are still things that you can do to help yourself and your children get farther in life than um, staying within the means that they try to compart.
Compartmentalize.
There we go. Us into. So um I don't know. I think because they I mean, they would say, well, if you write it down, then they won't know because we weren't taught to read, you know? And a lot of things are passed down generation to generation, and I'll say I don't like to read. I don't. I don't. That don't mean I can't. I'm capable. I just don't like
Mhm.
to. But you best believe I know my history though.
Mhm.
That I do know.
Yeah.
Like, but seriously, like, you have to be intentional because they're not just gonna tell you what you need to know.
You think they're gonna tell us that we're able to be smarter than them if we just do this?
Hence slavery. They were afraid of what they knew our potential before we did, and they was scared. So what do? You enslave them. Yeah.
Make them feel like they're inferior, make them feel like they are less than, make them feel like they can't do or accomplish or get
Or
or handle or maintain or run or anything. Like, make them feel like they are here and we are.
because the mind is a terrible thing. Um, it or to waste. It's a if you, like they say, if you put an elephant in a place and you draw a circle around it and they're there for X amount of time, when you remove that circle, they still won't come out of it
Right.
because they've been trained to be in this. So then when you pass that down generation to generation to generation, you're staying in this box that they put you in when
Mm-hmm.
really you have opportunities to come out of that. Now you may not get as far as you want to, but you can set it up for your kids to be able to have different avenues to go farther and farther and farther rather than us staying in this same pattern. Because yes, we've come mostly out of lynching. It still happens, but we've come out of the physical chains, and we can be free, keep our kids not being sold, all of these things, but we still have a mindset as a people that, one, we can't come together, two, that education is just not our thing and we have to find all these different avenues um, to try to be successful, but also three, and I can never get out of this, so I have to be on the state assistance and I have to be on these things to survive and be able to raise my kids. And then
Mm-hmm.
the pattern goes generation to generation to generation.
Mm-hmm. How do you think, like, each person singularly can, or what do you think a person can do that can help the next person, or like lend advice or information that'll help the next person to try and come up out of that trance or out of that thinking, that mentality?
One, I would say, and I don't think people can do it now. For me, a big thing was talking to the oldest people that was still living because they were very knowledgeable, very, very knowledgeable. Second, I think I wish my parents, which again, they didn't know no better, but um, to pass down knowledge. Things such as, you have a social security number. Do you know what it's for? You have a birth certificate. Do you know what it's for? You can invest in stocks. Do you know what stocks are? Do you have a credit score? All of these basic these things, because I'm not saying like education is just everything and you have to go to college. I genuinely believe K through 12 is their system teaching us how to work for them. Go to 9 to 5. You know, yeah. So I'm not saying like going to college is just end all be all if you're going to be successful. I'm not saying that by any means, but you do have to dive into educational avenues, and you also have to learn your history, because them history books is not our history. Heck, that's not even their history.
I was just gonna say, I mean, it's cap,
literally. So you have to go out and find your own avenues, and once you do discover these things, from there decide what you want to do, whether that's be a business owner, go into financial this or go into that. Now, having these degrees under your belt helps, like money wise. If you go to apply for a job or to even start a business, it helps for you to be certified in certain areas. So I'm not, steering you away from it, but it's also not just essential to be successful in life.
It's not, for real. They train us to think like that, because who else makes these big companies or these big tech places or these big places that they're looking for that information from? And then too, like, it's a money grab. How much money do a single person spend to go to college, or what you spend in high school, especially if you're not on the low income totem pole? Like, how much one person to dish out? And then just think about like the number of people that actually is participating in any type of school, anything. Like, that's a lot of money that they're making. Why not go towards that? Like, why not? Why teach anything else? Why do anything else when this right here is our money grab, is our money maker, is what's bringing in the big dollars? Like,
yep, I need y'all to
and they don't even care neither, because we go into debt with this stuff. People be having $75,000-$100,000 in debt. And sometimes them people don't even have degrees. They ain't finished. Like this.
Yep. But the secret they don't tell you is to be successful and make money in America, you have to be in debt. They want you in debt. That's the only way you can make money. Is to be.
And they want you to be able to depend on them.
Yep. You need to take out hecka big loans for your house, big loans for your cars, big loans for your business.
Oh, you owe this? Here, how about just go over to such and such, and you can get approved for this, and you could get on a payment plan, and you're still
interest
spending money. You're still out of money. I don't understand.
You're out of more than what you.
People really think we are that dumb, and unfortunately, some of us show that we are that dumb. Because we are not woke yet, and we all need to get woke, and all need to realize some stuff. Like, even with the I don't know, it everything. When I realized that everything was based on the government or whoever is making money, that's also when I started paying attention more, because nobody really cares about like the factual stuff or the important stuff. It's whatever makes the buck, whatever makes the dollar. Sometimes that stuff don't be, it doesn't be, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's not worth it sometimes. Like, they don't have your best interests. They just thinking about them in their pockets and whatever it takes. Like, nobody cares that one person can be dang near $250,000 in debt just over schooling. Nobody cares that it's costing about that much to get cars and to get uh houses and all that other stuff. Nobody cares about none of that. When we came from nobody having really to pay really too much, when we came from the barter system, when we came from all this other stuff, nobody's like this is just how it is though, right? This is, and the
Yep.
more money you have, the more money you spend, the bigger you are, the more famous you are, um the more you're viewed as being higher or better than the next person because they don't have what you have.
Mm-hmm.
And to also think that the person with the most money is the smartest, that's a lie. That
Fact.
can be a lie.
Mm-hmm.
There's several ways and millions of ways that you could get money or come into contact with money. You could be the dumbest person on earth.
Facts. Facts. Yep.
That's why I have my view on money like that. Like I don't it just changes so many people and so much stuff. I'm not saying I don't want it. I'm not saying I don't want it enough to where it makes me not be my full self. I don't want it if it's going to change how I treat people. I don't want it if it's not going to try and benefit me or the people around me or just whatever that needs to be whatever. Like I just don't. And then we doing so much stuff. Like we're Xing people out for it. We fighting over it. We for what? They print that crap every day. And if
Mm-hmm.
you that bored and if you need it that bad, figure out how to do that or get into that. Like
Yep. Money make people do some crazy
some
things.
crazy crap. And I don't never want to get into that. Ever. I never want to get to that point at all. Like, yes, they made everything to where we actually need money. We need money for bills. We need money to eat, to buy
To
food. We
survive.
need money for medical, for medicine, for we need money for everything. So of course, yes, some people are gonna feel like they gonna do whatever it is that they need to do to get what they need to get, especially if they're not getting it or they're not in a position of where they can get it in a way that's not affecting somebody else.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say the illegal.
I was, but that's why I thought about it. But I mean, but for real, like,
Mm-hmm.
and so some people may feel like they don't have no choice but to do certain things that will get them and put some money in their hands or whatever.
Yep. Because the fact of the matter is, a
And
lot
it's
of
sad
times.
because,
No, go
oh
ahead.
no, go ahead. No,
Well, I
no,
was
go
just
ahead.
gonna say they are a lot of times pushed into a corner, and you need fast money, quick money. It's not a
Sometimes
I
you
need to
do,
go
right.
work for 2 weeks and wait on that paycheck type of money. Like I need this money by tomorrow. What do? I need
Mm,
this money in 2 days. This person is
mhm.
dying, and I need to come up with this money, or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, yeah, you got to do like people they're so mad that you by any means necessary to do what you need to do, but also aren't willing to give the helping hand to change the outcome of what it would have been or what you would have had to do in order to get that. They intentionally make you jump through 50,000 hoops before they even consider helping you because
Mm.
they want to steer you away from completing to try to get either the assistance, the help, the insurance, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's just easier to go out there and
And
go
then that's
get it real quick.
it. And then also I'll be thinking about these holidays too. You know how much money we spend on holidays as a people, as a group, like as in total, like on earth, let's say that. Like, do you understand how
Insane.
much money goes into now listen, granted, feel what you want, think what you want, believe what you want. That's fine. That's cool. Do your own research. Do your own figure truths out for yourself, lies out for yourself.
Yeah.
However, if you don't think that this is also another way of them bagging the change, you gotta be crazy. And I'm gonna go as far as bringing religion and say these churches too. First of all, let me ask a few questions. First of all, because you know you go to church, right?
I do.
Okay, just a couple questions, right? So,
yep,
tithing, right?
Mm-hmm.
You already know.
Yeah. I feel like I know where you're going.
What we doing?
Baby,
what
one thing about
Where's it going? Where's it going?
Bro,
He coming to get it at the end of the service?
No. Okay.
First
of all, people,
you want to join? You want to join in?
Oh, it's Royal.
If so, send me your type your email in here.
One thing about it, and two things for sure. First of all, I don't tithe. Second of all, Christians, which y'all, I don't really like, for people to understand what I am, I'll say Christian, but real life, I ain't a Christian. I'm a follower of Christ though. Cause no, y'all take religion is a very evil thing. Y'all decide, y'all pick and choose what you want to follow and then try to shame someone else for not being where you are or how far progressed as you, and like they're not welcome and where they're supposed to be. So with that, you can't pick and choose. Like, there was the first covenant, or not covenant, the Old Testament with, was it Moses? Yeah, with Moses, he wrote the
commandments.
There we go. The commandments. Mm-hmm. So that was the first one, and then the coming of Christ knocked all of that out. Okay, because he died for the sins. Okay, and it also states that we will sin every single day of our lives, and he did it knowing this anyway. So all those ways, even tithing, it falls in the Old Testament. Do we sacrifice lambs?
All I'm saying is, listen, we don't even got to go that far. All I'm saying is, who get it?
I'm just saying, well, biblically, it should be going to take care of the least of these. You should be helping your community. There shouldn't be people around you in your community that's hungry, homeless, or outside, period, without not doing. Yeah, no. And these mega churches, yeah, but that's none of my business.
All I'm saying, look, y'all, people will come up and do anything to draw in income, to draw in money, and we just really fell into all these traps. We just really got ourselves in these webs, like, because something may look good, something may sound good, something may sound like, oh my gosh, like, yes, like, we just fall into it. We don't do no research. We don't do no asking. We don't do no contemplating. We don't do no, you know what I mean? Like, we don't try to find out anything, like any truths, anything. We just go with it. People can say something right now on a certain channel or on YouTube or something, and it could be like one of them shorts or something, and everybody's gonna go with that. Everybody's going to, and then it's gonna trickle down. You know how they play that telephone game and stuff, where the same thing. It's crazy work to me how but yet we're $1 trillion into that.
We owe everybody and their mama money.
How? We just coughed up, like, what holiday just passed? Christmas?
Uh-huh.
We just choked up probably what we in debt for.
They don't plan on paying that debt. Ever. They won't see a penny of it. Okay? Sorry to Ukraine. Sorry to Putin them. Y'all ain't gonna see that money. Africa, I'm sorry. China.
Listen, man, stuff is crazy around here. So But anyway, we got off on a tangent. But like, but for real, like, so yes, we need funds to live, but for you to think that there's more power the more money you have in your possession or whatever. No, it actually is more problems, more situations, like, or more ways you can help positively or
Mhm.
whatever. Like, it, first of all, we treat money like it's like this god. We treat it like
Yep. It's an
we're
idol.
actually worshiping it.
It's an
Why? Like, we actually print on earth the money. There's
idol.
actually people like us who's been granted these roles to say, okay, this piece of paper right here is going to equal this amount. This is what this is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we about money like we are? Like, can we just think about it? Can we just
I think it boils
I don't
down to your
understand.
heart, because I feel like for me, like I think it would be nice to have, like, to work, because not free, but to work and to be able to bring in a large amount of money to where I can live comfortably. Like I can buy a home and not ever have to worry about will I be homeless one day because I lost my job or whatever else. Have reliable transportation, and be able to provide in a sense. But also, if I ever had a large income,
Mm-hmm.
I would make sure my basic needs are met, and then I would make sure that I met the needs of everybody else. Like,
Right.
it's not a selfish thing. It's how can I help this person, that person. I would go probably buy out a few buildings and put the homeless people in it. Like,
Right.
no
Like,
joke. Like, if I had the money, it's not necessarily just the, oh, I got this and y'all beneath me, y'all peasants and da 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 da. No.
right.
How can we all? Because how can you look at someone, especially the homeless people? How can you look at them and just be like, like I don't understand that. My heart does not understand that. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's because of relatability or if it's simply just caring for people, like the
Mm-hmm.
basic care for people. Like, there's no reason that they should be out there and having to endure what they do. And you wouldn't want to be out there. So why are you not doing something to help the next person? You
Yeah.
know, you don't like to miss a meal. So why don't you feel compelled to go and buy food for the homeless and make sure that they eat?
Do that make you look at people differently or think about people differently in a different light? Like, if you do see something like that, like if you do see somebody either talking rudely about like somebody that maybe is less fortunate than them, or just like you just said, like if they homeless, like, they're on the corner, whatever, they're asking for something. And even if it's a lie, even if they're doing that and just to get the money or whatever, just the thought of a homeless person, and you know what I mean, and then
Yeah,
for someone to have negative remarks or negative comments or something, what you
it,
think about that?
it'll piss me off. It'll really piss me off because, and I feel like they are doing so out of ignorance. And I think, because when I think of homeless people, my first thought is like, wow, that was somebody's baby. They were born, they were a baby, they were taken care of, and somewhere that changed. Like, we all start out the same. Now, we would have different upbringings and different environments that we're raised in, but we all came in as babies. And nobody just wants to be homeless. Nobody. Okay. Nobody in their right mind just like, oh, I want to live life out here struggling, no shower, no all of these things. And I feel like it's the ignorance, because people, they're like, well, they don't, back to these bootstraps. The Caucasian people really like to talk about, well, you got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. How do you pull up bootstraps if you don't have them? And they, honest to God, a lot of them don't know that we don't have the bootstraps. So for when you say, well, that homeless man, they need to go get a job. How? Because let me tell you something. In order to get a job, you have to have a social security card. Do you know how you get your
You
social
have to
security
actually
card?
look like something.
Oh yeah, not that too. But even the basis, you can't go and work unless you can provide them ID, social security, and all this other information. But if you're homeless, 9 times out of 10, you don't have that. And to get it, it costs money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same with the birth certificate.
But
You
be
have to
catch
have money
22s.
to get
Yep.
what you need,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't get what you need to make the money. Like it's a never-ending cycle until somebody steps in and offers help. It's a never-ending cycle. And for you to not be sympathetic, empathetic, and say, "Oh well, they just got themselves there," you don't know. Life is, it can be so freaking cruel. You don't know what got them there, but I can guarantee you that's not where they just wanted to be. Because that's not where you want to be.
Yes. Who sit ups and says, you know what? I think I want to be homeless. You know what? I think I want to just lose everything I have in life. Who sits up and says, I want everybody to I want to be on display so everybody can look at me and have disgust or talk mean things or say mean things or treat me unfairly because I look or my status is a certain way. Who does that? Like,
Right. Yep. And what gets me is the highest number of homeless people I feel like are veterans. And for those people in America, and I'm not anti-America, so don't even try to get that. I'm not no terrorist, none of that. But for the people who think America is just the greatest country ever, y'all just love America. No place like home. God bless America, all that. Y'all are letting y'all soldiers be out here. They didn't went and fought for you to be free. Ain't that what you tell us? They didn't went and fought for you to be free. And then they came back and they have all these what is it, side effects from war, and y'all just put them out there on the street.
PTSD.
PTSD, amputees,
It's
limbs
real.
gone, dental problems, all of the above. They have all of these things, and you just say, "Oh yeah, you don't qualify for that. Go ahead, you're gonna have to figure something out." And they walk in the streets. But y'all love America so much, right? Y'all appreciate y'all soldiers so much, right? It is not the greatest land. I don't care what nobody say. And again,
At
I am
all.
not a terrorist. Okay, I am not a terrorist. I'm just saying they sell you this American dream. That is not a dream, baby. It's not.
Oh,
It's not. It's not. And I'm not saying here is as bad as Mexico, but what they sell you is it's not. It's not. Our health care system is trash. Our legal system built against the African Americans to the
that's correct.
fullest.
All right.
So yeah, no, it's broken. It's broken. You can't have your basic needs met, and you can't even go to the grocery store and find something that's healthy for you to eat, because a lot of the
You
stuff
know,
is
you know,
man-made, one, and
and in
two,
different
processed.
places, the stuff that we eat is banned. So
Precisely. Oh, but again, they always have to put stuff in your face. So when they put supersize me on there, y'all didn't think, y'all thought it was all jokes. Oh, let's just see how much you can eat. No, no. It was proving a point. Why do you think Americans are the only people in the country that are obese? And other countries make our stuff illegal? Oh. And then you have the audacity to raise the price for the healthy foods. I got quotes under here. The healthy foods. Whole time, them healthy foods, they not even healthy for real.
at all.
They fake. They factory made. You ain't growing that lettuce outside. But I digress.
People better start reading. People better start paying attention. Like I'm just like, so and I hate for people to I I hate to say my take on the whole money thing because I don't want people thinking I'm just really anti money. This no, I just feel like the lengths that we go to get it, the things that we do once we have it, it changes you and it makes you different and it makes you feel entitled. It makes you feel
Superior.
more powerful than you feel like you are. Like, you know what I mean? And that it shouldn't be like that. And I just feel like we should use it for good. We should use it to help. We should use it to give, because people are right. When you're gone, the money stay.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna care about you gone. But where's that money at though?
Right. Right. Right.
So, um, so
I
I
really
don't
think
know.
it goes down to your heart, your core
Yeah,
values.
yeah. People get jealous of people because of what they have and what they don't. Like, first of all, why are you jealous?
Why do you feel
Is
entitled to
it something that you feel
something?
like you can't obtain or you can't get? Is that the reason why you would be jealous? Is it because they got it before you got it, or before you even thought about you maybe can get it, or how to even get it for yourself?
I think
Why would
it's
you
a
be
lot of it is
jealous of what
entitlement,
someone have?
especially in families. I feel like it's entitlement. Oh, you made it. You the breadwinner. Why you helping us? Why we? Excuse me. We got to live like this, and you live in. You
What
know.
you speaking of? What you think about that? What if you became the first millionaire in your, your mom's side or whatever, daddy, our side? Well, it don't even matter.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you have an obligation? Do you feel like if your family did come to you with that, how would you take that? Do you feel like it's warranted? Do you feel like
I feel like for them to have a sense of entitlement would not be okay. But I mean, even now, I've always been the one. If I got it and you need it, you got it.
Mhm,
So if
mhm.
I did become a billionaire, yeah, I'm buying me a house, but I'm gonna buy you a house and you a house, and y'all might have to live together. But I'm gonna get you a house. Make sure we got nice cars. Make sure we set, because I'm not gonna be good and y'all not good. But
Right.
even that's me, even without money, type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think that they're entitled to it though. I don't think I'm obligated to give you this just because I have this status and you are my family.
Right.
No, you don't
Right.
have that entitlement. But because of me and my values, I would make sure y'all are straight. But it's not going to be a um every time we go on vacation, I got to pay for everybody, all 12, to go out of the country.
Yeah, don't just
It
assume
ain't
that. Not with
right.
me.
Right. We not
Somebody
that's not
finna bust some dishes, like,
y'all
quick.
still gotta right. You still gotta be able to, you know, bring in your own stuff. But I
Mhm.
will do things to try to make it easier. I will make
Yeah.
sure we have stable housing. And not and I think broader. For me, it's like I forget what the name of it is, but where you buy land and then you like have your own cul-de-sac in a sense, where it's like a street of nothing but you and your family's houses.
Like a community, like
Kind
a
of, yeah. And it's just nothing but y'all houses on each side, and then the
mhm,
cul-de-sac, all of that. Like, I would totally do such
like a
things
little
because,
township, a town.
yeah, because you have to think beyond you, because then
Mhm.
that's yours, and then your kids, and then their kids. Like, you
Generational
won't
wealth,
have to
like,
it
passing on.
precisely, because it's gonna be hard enough for them again, because they don't have the bootstraps to pull up. But if I can
Mhm,
do something to ensure that you have at least a decent start, and
mhm.
then you need to go and do something with it. Absolutely, I would do it. But the entitlement, you're not entitled to anything that I've worked for.
It is the entitlement for me. It is like them feeling like, well, since we family, you should. No, I shouldn't. I should X you out. Like, you should still be doing the same thing that you was doing before my status even changed.
Hmm.
Like,
Hey,
don't say no
yeah,
should, because I'm the same way as you. Like, I will help, I will give, whatever. Like, even now, like, I don't
yeah,
care. Like, and yes, like, it don't matter if I'm eating, you eating. I'm not walking in somewhere eating something and see you not eating nothing. So if I get something, you getting something. That's period. Anybody, whatever. But just the fact that you feel like
I owe you.
You deserve, or I owe you that. That's gonna get you a quick
Yeah. Yeah,
not happening.
for
Then
sure.
I'm gonna get into a yeah, so I'm gonna pass on that.
Mm-hmm.
No, not
Yeah.
at all.
But that you see that a lot with like celebrities and like athletes. I watched an interview for one of these. I think she is a fighter, maybe. And her family, like she got her life established, but then she put her mom in a home, and the siblings, they stopped talking to her because they felt like they should have a house same as hers. They should
What did you
have.
pay for you on? Did 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 you mysteriously like inherit one and nobody knew or something? Like I don't
Right.
understand how you feel like this person's money is yours because you have a connection with them. Like
Right. And then they like to say, "Oh, well, you got money and that changed you." No,
no, it
no,
didn't.
that's not the
That's not
case.
a change. That's at least not a change like you were thinking it's a change. That's not a change. What do you mean? First of all, I ain't talked to you in years. I'm sorry. I,
Hmm.
mm, what kind of change are we talking about? Because you weren't even talking to me like 6 months ago. Like, and you're what?
Because how many of you invested in me to help me to get where I'm going? Did you support me? Stand by me?
That's why it's always good. That's another reason why I try to tell people or try to at least influence, like, speak like the way you treat people. Now you don't necessarily have to just think like, oh well, if I do this, if I do good, or if I act this way, or whatever, then I'm gonna get this or whatever. It's just the fact of knowing that once you put out good, good is gonna come back to you, no matter what form it comes in, no matter how it's packaged, no matter what it looks like, what time it's coming, when it's whatever, is gonna come back on you tenfold. So you should always want to do good. I always want to help the next person. I always want to think positive. I always want to be positive. Put that manifest stuff. Like, that's why I'm always speaking that. I'm always trying to show that. I'm always trying to do that no matter what somebody say, like how negative people are, and like you shouldn't do this because they don't deserve this, or you don't know them this. But what happened to it takes a village to raise a kid, but how about it takes a village to help everybody? Like,
Yep, it does. It does.
but we got to where this world is I'm the only one position. I'm the only one that can do this. I'm the only one that can have this. It's me or nothing. It's this or nothing. Like, so it's became so freaking competitive to where it's ridiculous. Like, it's really ridiculous how competitive this world is, when really we just here trying to figure this life thing out and trying to help the next person. Helping the next person is not competitive. Like,
Nope. Because we can all make it. Stop gatekeeping. You ain't got to gatekeep, and you ain't got to give the blueprint neither. But
right. But
but
to give little
also,
key pointers, to give like little things that will help somebody, like even find the information or whatever. You
point
don't
in
you
the
don't you
direct.
don't wanna, you don't want to tell somebody something because you just want them to read about it. You want them, okay, well, maybe give clues or hints or like authors or like places where you can find those publications, or you go find the information, and then so they can now, and then at that point it would be on that person if they took heed to that or not.
Right.
You would know, like,
Right.
you did your part.
Yep.
No.
Just because you felt like it was hard for you and you had to get it out the mud, you want the next person to do it.
Why?
And that's not to say
'Cause
that.
how was you in the mud? Was you
Right.
good? Was you okay? You
You didn't like
stressing?
it.
No?
Nobody
So you
see.
want someone else to go through those same feelings, those same things.
which is
to
crazy.
get to, or to get the information that you have for what? Because isn't the whole thing of when you learn something, or when you discover something or whatever, you spread it, you let it be, you offer it, like it's not,
Yep.
it's not to control, it's not a controlling thing.
Nope.
To know something, to know something more than what someone else know. That's one, is not too much of a flex, because one, we're all different, so we all learn different, we all have different paths, we all, excuse me, um we all are not going to know the same thing. So it may be something you can teach me on, or you can uh learn me, or whatever. I may know something that you don't know. That don't mean I'm more powerful. That don't mean you're more powerful. You're better. I'm better. That don't mean none of that.
Right.
It's what you're doing with that information. What you're doing with it.
That part. And just because you help doesn't mean that you do for. Because that's what your mindset. I don't want to do this for you. Nobody did it for me. I have to do it for myself. So you need to
That's a
do
wrong mindset, right?
very much so. Because imagine breaking through the gate and seeing familiar people. Because right now, I feel like, and I can't really say much because I don't know necessarily, but I do know that the rate of extremely wealthy Black individuals is very low. So you break through this gate and you see people that don't look like you. And that can be very uncomfortable because you can move into that nice neighborhood, but they looking at you like, what you doing over here? What you do to get over here? Oh, you must be all right. You probably speak proper, you have manners, and you have all these different things that are closer to them and their mannerisms and their thinking and all of these other things, when you could walk through a gate and see familiar faces and see a community of people like you that are successful, that can live in your neighborhood, and you could support and do all of these things and not have to worry about, oh, I'm the odd one out in this community, or whatever it is. Whatever it is. But we don't think about that. And then I feel like that's when we get the terms, oh, you're whitewashed. Oh, you act white, you talk white, you whatever it is, because people are so used to seeing only white people doing such things. But for the record, there's no such thing as you talk white and you act like people. They correlate being educated and knowing how to properly conduct yourself or articulate your thoughts to being or acting white. And that's ignorance on both parties. I digress.
Listen, y'all, everything that we were just talking about, this is why I can't take in too many people at in a long period of time. It's literally crazy to me how the next person thinks, like, and two, they will argue you down. They will hate you, they will disown you, they will mistreat you, they would try and ruin you, they will just be so negative, especially when they're really adamant about the things that they feel like that they know. And I say they think they know because when you go and you fact check, or you ask follow questions and all that, like, they can't answer anything, or they don't know anything. Like, if I say, where does holidays come from? Or if I specify that with the different ones, which we talk about and bring up often, like, how did this originate? Where did this start from? Where was this based at? What does it really mean? Like, can a next person genuinely answer that and give a reason why it is that we have to associate us going in a debt still also to satisfy a day or satisfy um this thing that was created and to
That's
speaking of
evil.
what was their holidays initially like before like
I don't think there were holidays, but there were things like the Passover from, when
so
they
where
were
did these things come
Israel.
from? Where did
Oh,
they come from?
man-made,
Okay, so
man-made.
point given point.
Yeah, it
What
was
are
a
we
way to
doing?
make money, and it was also a way to sacrifice people and children. Santa Claus and what's the Lovers Day? Valentine's Day. You would get pregnant, and by the time Christmas came, you had a baby to sacrifice as a blood sacrifice. But y'all don't want to talk
Well,
about
we
that. So
celebrate it and we give gifts. Why you can't just give a gift whenever you feel like giving a gift? Why do you have to wait a whole year or a whole however long it takes? Like if I just like right now thought about uh what's a holiday that may be coming up later, like the 4th of July, or let's say next Christmas because Christmas passed. If I was just like, if I knew you wanted something or seen something, or I know that you like something, or whatever, and I seen something that you may like or whatever, but I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna wait until such and such, and then I'm gonna get the. Why do you have to wait to show somebody that you care for them, you love them, you think about them, you know what I mean, you value them, you appreciate them? Why do you have to wait to a certain day or a certain time to show that? And then when you can't, let's say when you don't, even if you're not opposed to the Christmas or the any of the holidays, and then you got people trying to criticize you because is it not that you can't buy gifts or you can't get? No, first of all, I'm gonna keep my money. Second of all, I give stuff often, as much as I can, however long I can. Like it's not a I'm not gonna go broke or go out and get loans just so I can go to these stores, rack up $100,000 bills and all that just to give out things for people to be excited over, or you trying to woo the kids. Like, you're training them already wrong. Like, matter of fact, I just told one of my relatives the same thing. Like, don't like if it's merely you just trying to make your kids happy, there's several ways. There's plenty of ways that you could do that without you doing
in a
something
bag.
that, one, that you may be against, or two, you know that it's going to put you in a spot that you're not gonna want.
Yep.
All because of what?
A pagan holiday.
But whatever, I guess for me, I'm not with most of this stuff.
Nope. And I want to let me just put it out there. Any of you Christians that might be watching, I got a question for you, and I want to talk about it, because why y'all so holy and sanctified, and y'all put these trees in y'all houses and y'all decorate them up with lights and whatnot, when Scripture specifically says that is things of fools, and to not do it. Again,
What? Because we like the colors?
No, it tells you literally, do not go and chop down a tree and decorate it with, all the silver and gold, because that's what they had back then. Like, don't do it. That is not what he calls us to do. That's not what he wants us to do. Yet y'all so holy, right? Y'all greater and farther than all these, the least of these, the ones who Jesus actually came to be with. But I digress. Why do y'all get to do that? Why is that acceptable? How do you justify that and not everything else? Because every person I come across that they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk
They
about
probably can't talk about it. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? What you
I
think?
want to know. I don't know. What is you gonna say? Because let me know. Let me know something. Let me know. Help me
I'm
understand.
just saying, we spend a hell of a lot of money on these holidays, and we could be putting it towards something else, to other things. Like, we talk about everything that we're lacking. We talk about all the stuff that we don't have. We talk about all the different other schools that we need, the different training courses we need. We talk about the different places that we need for kids to go, and things kids to do, and all this other stuff. But we're not even being cognizant of where we actually putting our funds, and if it's even worthwhile to even do such a thing. And because we're, oh well, this is how it's been, this is how it's always been. No, for one. So I know you're full of crap, because it's not. And I don't know where you got that from. And okay, well, prove me wrong. Show me.
No, they can't.
Let
They
me
can't.
see. I mean, for real.
Simply, they can't. And for you to say that you don't want your children to feel left out is a bunch of crap. Because why
Left
would
out
you
of what?
put
Wait,
them?
but left out of what though?
Well,
Left
of
out of
holidays, like of well, I know we're not supposed to celebrate, but I don't. My kids see all that their friends come to school, talk about all the gifts they got, or they participate in a celebration at school, and I don't want them to have to watch everybody else have fun and they not get to participate. That kind of thing. Like, that's still not a valid excuse. And even if they do participate, you just make sure that you have those conversations with them and let them know you don't. This is not what we do. But when they bring them cupcakes for the party, you can have a cupcake.
right,
Just know that is not your belief. But
right,
you can do that as long as you
right. That's
stand
what
on
we do
your
with
stuff.
Delilah. Yeah, and she already knows. She'll say it's a fake holiday in a minute. Like,
Okay,
she already know. Like, and the
it is.
teachers know all that. Like,
Yeah, it is. Just
that's
like
one thing.
none of us know our age either. These calendars ain't right. These calendars are not right.
They're man-made too.
Very much so. And yeah, New Year's is one too. Because
It
no,
actually
New Year's
is.
is not in the dead of winter. But here y'all go. Happy New Year!
Because first of all, right, isn't Aries the sign of beginning?
I have no clue. I
I
have no
wasn't really asking you. I
Oh,
know it is.
oh.
Aries is the beginning. Is the uh is it rebirth, re something, because the Pisces is the ending.
Mm.
Aries is from, well, let's see, when is Aries? What's Aries?
Time frame?
Yeah.
Gotta be early April, late. What come before March?
March 21st,
Springtime.
April 19th.
Springtime.
So that wouldn't that technically be, yeah,
April Fools.
Aries.
April
Aries is the,
Fools.
yeah, Aries is the fire sign and is associated with new beginnings and initiation. New year,
April Fools.
new beginnings. Fooled you. But, who am I? I don't know. I'm just, I just be thinking out loud sometimes.
We just here. We just here.
I just think out loud sometimes. But yeah, so March, like, we're not even in a new beginning for real.
No.
But it's
It's
been
back to
set in a book, and it's been, you know, sit down and stuff. So we just have to go by that, because this publication is what it is. Like, this is the truth and nothing else, and we go by this
man
because somebody said it.
man made. Man made. I digress.
And you know what? A couple episodes ago, I kept saying to be nice, right?
Uh-huh.
I think I take that back. No. Listen to me. Because I just thought about it too. I heard somebody say this, and I also heard them say, "No, be a good person, not a nice person, because nice get you ran over. A
Mm.
good person, um, dang, what was it? How did they word that? A good person." I'm gonna have to find it. Because I think I wrote it down too. Because I said, "Oh, that's good." Oh yeah, yeah. Nice get you ran over. Good get you grace. Get you something. I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, I think I believe that because you can. So being nice sometimes make you get out of your um out of character a little bit. Sometimes it makes you do things that you may not do because you're just trying to be nice, trying to satisfy. But just genuinely being a good person, that really don't take too much. It don't take no scheduling. It don't take no you trying to um remember stuff. It don't take you don't have motive behind it. Just being a naturally good person. Like, so just be a good person. You don't have to necessarily be nice if you don't want to, because sometimes the results can't be nice.
Yep. Got to be
But
honest.
even a good person have
Genuine.
boundaries. Even a good person can state their opinions, can state their truths and their beliefs. A good person, and they don't have to be um um appeasing to everybody or taken, but you have good intentions. Your intentions are good. They're coming
Mhm.
from a good place. So be a good person and not just try to be a nice guy.
Mhm.
I had to I just yeah, I just figured that out. So I know I was saying it a couple times. I told y'all I'm not 100% right all the time either, okay? I be having to check myself. I be having to okay, this is me learning. This is and you just see it on a day to day or week to week with me.
Mhm.
But yeah, just be a good person. Be an all around authentic good person. You won't have to fake nothing. You won't have to rehearse nothing. You won't have to put up fronts in front of different people so that you could be accepted. You don't have to do any of that when you're just genuinely a good person.
Mhm.
A good person, good things will come to good people. Period.
Is Royal on here? I
Um,
see his little name and a YouTube logo, but
I don't. He's not watching. He may still be. He commented like 8 minutes ago.
well, I see him
Um,
on the screen. You know what I'm talking about? That purple.
all down here that say family compound, because when you was asking about what is it called when your family stay, that's what he's meaning, like a family compound. I
Oh.
just put that up there so you could see it.
Oh.
Do you
Oh,
see it
that's a
say family
comment.
compound? Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's a
a
comment.
comment. Okay.
Hmm.
Love you too, nephew. I didn't see. Okay. I had you big on the screen, but I thought he was like gonna come on.
I know he didn't
I
send
wouldn't
me
say
the
nothing.
what's all that talk, boy? Oh, I'm gonna get on the next time, y'all. Just let me know. You been in here. You been in here. You tripping. It's okay though. Get on here when you feel like it. But yeah, I just so of course we didn't get to the other topics or anything, but I guess you are right. I do like just go. So
I mean, we do. I feel like I talked a lot today.
I did. I tried to sit back. I tried to be quiet as much as I could because I was letting you go. I was letting
Hey,
you
you do not have to be quiet. It's
stop
not
that.
it's not bad.
No, because I do also like to know and like to hear other people's opinions and other people's ways of thinking and other people's like takes on like the different things that's going on, especially when it affects us as a whole. So, I mean, of course, yes, I do have many millions and millions and billions of thoughts and beliefs and all that, but at the same time, I know somebody else do or other people do too. So, I don't mind shutting up sometime and listening, taking in like other people's reasonings or facts or outlooks on different things. So I don't I like that. Like this is how I also learn people too, for real. So if you talking bull, then
Mm-hmm.
you're just gonna play yourself. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't mind it. And anybody out there, if y'all watching this, when y'all watch it, when and you better watch it, okay? Because I'm gonna post it on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes.
a I'm going to share the link. We are going to share the link. Okay, we're going to put the video up.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it would be good for people to one watch it, but two also give your feedback, like, or think about these different things. Like just think about it, like even if you have a difference of opinion or even if you don't think the same way that we're thinking or how we thinking or how we putting it at all day, even if you agree with none of that, just think about it. Think about the different questions that was asked. Think about the different topics we brought up and what's your take on it. If you feel like sharing, feel free. We have a whole Facebook page. We got a whole YouTube channel. We got an email, sisterlyspark@gmail.com. Our Facebook, Sisterly Sparks. Our YouTube, Sisterly Sparks dash 2S. Like, get on there. Talk to us.
Let
Let
us
us
know.
know.
Communication is key.
And don't always think just because you know something the next person don't or they beneath you or something. That's
Yeah.
rude. And then because you then once you think that you're gonna start acting like that. And then that becomes a problem.
Yep.
Also, you think you better than me? Hmm.
You thought you ate? Give me that plate. Yeah. Cause no.
So yeah. So once again, listen, and we really just came up with this topic like 10 minutes before. 10 minutes before going live, okay? But I'm telling you, this is how we do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
I did have a topic, maybe what, yesterday? Did I say that yesterday? Or a
Yesterday, maybe, or the day
couple days
before.
ago?
Yeah, one of the two.
I came up with one, but then I changed my mind. I got in the shower and I changed my mind, like, oh, how about this?
Mm-hmm.
But so that I only say that to say I don't know or we don't know what the next topic is going to be unless it's going to be the things that we didn't talk about today, which is up there in the um,
Description.
headline description, which is like resentment, jealousy, envy, ego, all those different things that would impact the way we actually deal with things. We actually see things. We deal with conflict. We deal with people over, like we get the definitions of them, we break them down, we figure out what they mean to us, we come up with the different scenarios that we may have been in that and tell how we handled it or what we did to overcome any of that type of stuff. If we recognize that we do it or we see it or we show it, you know what I mean? Just all the different things and all the different ways that and this all have to do with basically communication, either with yourself, with other people. And I feel like as part of self growth, I feel like um this all have something to do with that. It all ties in for me, at least it does. and it gives you thinking points. It give you things to think about and things to read and study on and contemplate about. So, yeah, I think for right now, we'll stick with, I'll say to be continued when I post this video. But I do think all these topics are needed. They should be discussed. And let's everybody help everybody out here get to where we're trying to get to without trying to step on somebody's neck. Trying to get more. Trying to get more than the next person has.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. Any last thoughts?
No, the only thought I have is we're gonna have to really do. No,
he's nuts, y'all. Why did she just do that?
Like, they really just no, because that really pressed the button for me. Like, we're gonna have to do one on religion for real. Because
no, for real. First of all, too, hold on before we go. Listen, I feel like I asked this question already, but I need it again because I don't feel like I really got an answer, or really not even just from you specifically, but just in general. Like, why in different settings or different jobs or schools or something is religion not allowed to be spoken about? Why?
Separate church and state?
Because I don't understand. It could be because maybe people have conflict, people won't agree with, but is it bad to disagree with somebody? Except for when it comes to like them trying to for real like harm you in a way, you know, physically harm because of a thought or a belief that they really, you know, have. Other than that, why are people so against bringing it up or conversating about it?
Because there's an agenda. Just like you can't talk about religion, yet you have these people, trans people who can go into the schools and do drag shows and influence children that they are born and not in the right bodies, and that all these different things which counteract the Bible, one, but two, that's where the world is moving to. Like, you put it's a mockery of the Bible. You put, and then you took our month or our Juneteenth, and you made that very week to celebrate LGBTQ, all of that, right? Yeah, but it's all a mockery. The Bible's not pushing the agenda. It's not. So you it got to be separate, because if you take the history and the Bible, they're very much contradicting. You can't have both. You have to have one or the other, and which one feeds your agenda? If that is the belief system that you have, are you going to believe the lies that we give you? No. And it's not even about, I don't think it has to do with the difference of opinion either, because we have like multicultural days and events and things like that, and we learn about Muslims, Chinese, Asian, Hispanic, Indian, indigenous. Like, we can coexist and have different beliefs, and you can respect it even if you don't agree. It's far greater than that. If you are influenced by what they call Christianity, then the agenda goes away completely. But this is also like, people don't like to admit, but what is it? Catholicism is just another brand of Christianity. Literally, the only difference is Catholics pray to Mary, and Christians pray to Jesus. It's the only difference. Um, but Catholic school, their education and curriculum, it's, I ain't gonna say top tier, but it's up there. Like, it's up there. But again, you can send your Christian children there and you just tell them, hey, we pray to Jesus, but go ahead and get that education because it's a good education. So no, yeah, we can all coexist and get along, whether we agree or not. It's possible. It just don't push the agenda.
That it just always baffled me that everywhere I went, like especially the jobs and stuff, or like schooling and any of that, they really do tell you. Sorry, they really do tell you to stay away from religion topics, especially when I was in school, in hair school. And we would have to converse and communicate with our clients and stuff, and so we would need to come up with like conversational topics and ways to talk and engage our clients and customers and stuff. And but they was like, just don't just shy away from religion. What is
Politics.
it? Yeah, politics and religion. Why? But why? Because it's controversial, because everybody's not gonna think the same thing, and you just don't want it. You just don't want eruptions and stuff. You don't want like fights and stuff. I get that, but to just to all the way like rule out religion and politics as subject matters, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous that you can't talk about it. How else is somebody gonna know what your beliefs are, or what you believe in, or what you whatever, if
They
you
don't
don't
want,
talk about it?
they don't
If
want
you
the
don't,
influence. The ignorant need to stay ignorant because they need to do what
well, I
they
don't
want.
care if I'm in this place and they don't want it. But if I feel obligated to mention it or say something, I'm gonna say something.
Period.
And I don't care if it stir up something. Maybe it should. Maybe that's what it was meant to do at that moment. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care about none of that at
You
all.
shouldn't. You
So,
shouldn't. I mean, because Jesus, he said it too. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, you came to bring peace and joy," and no,
right.
he straight up said, "I came to cause a ruckus. I came to cause conflict." So,
But yes, we can do a whole episode over religion
yep,
for real. But I feel like we're getting to the end because I just yawned about 4 times in the last like
yeah.
minute or two.
I keep moving. Yeah,
Listen, I'm starting to rock. This
yeah.
is bedtime right here,
On
okay, y'all.
HG
I'm getting
Relic.
older, okay? I
Yeah.
need sleep, okay? I need some sleeps. Gotta wake up early.
Uh,
But this live have been fun today, or not fun, but intriguing and
Interesting.
interesting, informative, and needed. And once again, if anybody wants to reach out, anybody at any time want to join in when we do go live, just put your email address in the comments, so that we can send out a link so you guys can join us. Make sure to follow our pages on YouTube and Facebook, and our personal pages too, because I just feel like we lit and we be doing
Period.
stuff. And okay, so sometimes we're gonna post stuff on some things and then not the others. So you're just gonna have to go to all of our stuff just to see, okay? And I feel like we're worth it, so do it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, just
It's a
do it.
great investment.
Right. But for me, I would say everybody have a good, prosperous week. Think positive, manifest good, manifest what you want, make it happen. No matter, make it happen. Figure it out. Don't say what you can't do if you ain't try. So I just
Period.
say try something that you haven't tried before. That's what I'm gonna say. And with that, I'm out.
Ha. All right. Yes. Like Purple Spark said, um, come back and tune in. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Sisterly Sparks 2S. Go follow us on Facebook. We are also on Twitter, and follow our personal accounts. as well on all platforms. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.